Alright, so hi guys, a very warm welcome everyone joining us here at BYJU'S Exam Prep. Welcome everyone. Today we are here for the super duper important session on AILET 2022. As we all are aware, just 6 days to go for AILET. How should we plan now? I'm sure lots of you would be wondering, sir, we are still hungover. CLAT has just happened. We are still thinking about the same. CLAT was yesterday. What should we do right now? Should we rest? Should we focus on AILET? What should we be doing right now? So let me share this yes, the time that is required for this exam, the amount of time that we are left with, 5 odd days, 6 days if you include this one, 6 odd days, there should be a definite strategy that we should have in our mind as to how can we increase our how can we increase our marks. We know that the competition, if we talk about AILET, is extremely high. Right, it's very tough because if you talk about 1 mark, there are thousands of students sitting on 1 mark, right? 80, 81, you'll find if the difference from 80 to 81, there will be hundreds of students that will be there. So make sure that we score the best possible marks. This session is definitely required for all of you. So welcome everyone. Very good evening for all of you. Good evening, sir. We are hoping for AILET now. All right. You are hoping for AILET. Definitely, AILET is an exam where you can do really well. Certain things are to be kept in mind, right? This is the time that the pattern has changed for the first time ever since the inception of AILET in the year 2008. For the first time ever, the exam will have just 3 sections. What are they? What are the things that we need to keep in mind? Let's go. Let's find out. So, agenda of the session. What we'll be discussing today? We'll be talking about first. We'll talk about 6 days that are left for the exam. What do we need to do in these 6 days? We'll talk about AILET exam structure and the paper format as well, which has changed. Very important. Section wise plan and previous year analysis we'll do. We'll also talk about focus area and exam strategy. We'll talk about AILET's do's and don'ts, and I'll share you a master tip which I am sure you'll benefit from immensely. And next, AILET day pointers. What should you do on the D day? All of this we'll be covering here in this session. So let's quickly begin. Alright, so let's go. Let's start with 6 days to AILET. Now, when we talk about 6 days to AILET, CLAT is over. Don't think about CLAT anymore. You have done your attempt. Now nothing is in your mind. Nothing is in your mind. Your job is just to focus solely on AILET, and that's about it, right? Don't think about CLAT in anymore. Focus on AILET, right? The results are not in your hand. You have done your attempt. You have submitted the OMR. Right now, it's the time to focus entirely on the next target, that is AILET, right? Make sure you share this video with all your friends so that everyone joins us quickly, real quick. All right, so do not carry the baggage of CLAT to AILET. This is a very important point here, right? Lots of you would be wondering, sir, what is the difficulty level? If we found CLAT to be very difficult, AILET we've heard is much more difficult. Don't worry about any such thing, right? You don't have any such preconceived notions in your mind. CLAT was different, AILET was different. Last year, we saw how easy AILET really was, right? So, no baggage from CLAT, whether it went good or it went, horribly wrong, whatever is the instance, right? Don't worry about it. Fresh approach is what is required for AILET, right? Let's go. So, planning is the most important thing that you can do right now for the next 6 days. First, do not try to do anything extra right now, right? The time that you have with you is just 6 odd days. Don't try to study n number of things, more things to do. The things that you've already studied, focus more on them, focus more on the revision aspect of things, right? Focus on your strength areas. What exactly are your strength? There the ideal focus should be. If we talk about other than this, take one last mock and finalize your attempt strategy. Now you know the pattern has changed. The attempt strategy that you had previously will need to be revamped now, right? It'll so a new effort will be required. Always remember this tip that I'll be sharing with you. End it on a high, right? End your mock test on a high. What does it mean on a high? This does not mean what you are thinking. This high basically means your high score, right? In the mock where you score the most, right? That is the mock, that is your last one, right? That is the mock where you are supposed to say, okay, I'm done. I will now directly give my entrance exam. If you are doing horribly wrong in a particular mock, if that does not go to your plan, don't continue giving mocks. The idea is very simple. Don't give as many mocks as we have discussed initially. Initially, I remember, saying this, and you also have given numerous mock tests over the past 1 year or so. Right now is the time to be really selective about it and to focus on strategy aspect of things. Are you able to attempt as many questions as you want in the 90 minutes that you are getting? If the answer is yes, in the 90 minutes you are able to complete most of the paper, well done, good job. You are attempting more than 130, well done, right? If you haven't reached there yet, definitely make sure that you have certain things in mind that we'll be sharing today. Let's go. Let's find out what these things are. If we talk about the exam structure for AILET, you saw that in the year 21 and 2020, the exam structure looked like this, right? 90 minutes duration was. If we talk about the duration, it was 90 minutes. English, general awareness, reasoning, legal, maths, all of these sections were there. 150 marks, +1 and -0.25, just similar to CLAT as well. Now in the 2022 exam, the structure has completely changed. You can see there is English, 50 marks of English, right? If we talk about current affairs and GK, it is of 30 marks. And if we talk about logical reasoning, it is of 70 marks. Now you would be thinking, sir, I am quite good at logical reasoning. Will I have an edge? Absolutely yes. If you're thinking, sir, I'm not that good in logical reasoning, is that a disadvantage? We have certain insights that we'd like to share with you. If we talk about, first marking scheme of the exam, +1 for every correct answer, for every incorrect answer, -0.25. Very simple. Now, certain insights or tips that I would like to share with all of you is this. You can see that here at BYJU'S Exam Prep, we are confident that logical reasoning might be a combination of critical reasoning as well as analytical reasoning and legal reasoning. So, if you are wondering that legal reasoning will not be there altogether, don't be too sure, right? That might not be the case. Legal reasoning definitely will find its way in logical reasoning. If there isn't, don't worry about it. If there is, be prepared. So don't worry in case you see legal questions over there, right? That is what is expected, right? We are expecting this already. All right. Next, current affairs might include legal current affairs as well. So we have discussed this numerous times. We'll be discussing again. We are running a very important series on our YouTube channel with respect to AILET. That series has to be followed. All the videos are super duper important. Make sure you do attend the series. Lots of things we'll be discussing there. Subject wise, right? We'll be having same marathon sessions for AILET as well, which will be extremely fruitful, just like it was for CLAT. So yes, make sure that you understand what is the exam structure. Now, the paper format, this is an offline exam. You should mark the answers in the OMR with blue and black ballpoint pen only. Guys, lots of you inquired at the last moment for CLAT that can we use gel pen, can we use green pen, can we use pencil to mark the OMRs? No, why do you want to use a pencil, right? Use blue black ballpoint pen only. Now some of you went overboard. Sir, which company's ballpoint pen? That is up to you, that is your discretion, right? You can choose, you can opt for whichever whichever company or pen suits you the best, but it should be either black or blue ballpoint pen only. All right, now this is an example. Where is the Taj Mahal located? Prince has already shared his answer. Agra. I hope nobody says Bhopal. Right, very good. Yes, so the correct answer is, it is Taj Mahal. Now, so when we talk about Taj Mahal, how do we mark it in the OMR? This is very important. So you can see here, the correct method to mark is this, right? This is the correct method. Lots of you had, committed this mistake as well, of marking incorrectly, and they were to be, we were actually, discussing the same, that practicing marking OMR is also very important. Well, while you mark OMRs, you will devote some amount of time for merely marking as well. So keep that in mind too, because this is an offline exam. You will be devoting lots of time marking OMRs. All right, moving on. If we look at the previous year cutoffs of AILET, you can see here 2021, the cutoff for general category was 100.5, and the cutoff in the year 2020 was 75.25. So you can see more than 25.25. This was the difference between the cutoff of these 2 years, right? Just look at this. In 2021, 100.5, and in 2020, 75.25. What does this show? This shows us that each year the cutoff varies, right? Each year the cutoff varies. The idea is very simple, that don't have any preconceived notion going to your exam ki I have to score minimum this amount of marks. If you look at 2019, it was even lesser. 72.75 was the cutoff. If you talk about 2018, 71.25. Don't forget, these are all out of 150. These are all out of 150. A score of 150, you're just, you can see the cutoffs. And this year, with the new pattern, you can expect lots of new things. So be confident about your attempt. Anything can happen, one good day and we are pretty much sorted. All right. Sir, in CLAT, the CA questions were from this month and that month. There were questions from September as well. There are questions from 2018 as well. Right. So you be prepared from all corners. These last 5 odd days, whatever you have studied over the period of 1 year or 6 months or whatever your duration has been, just revise whatever you have studied. That is what I will suggest. Yes. All right. Expect nahi kiya hoga CLAT ka. Acha, it was not expected. The CLAT exam was not as per your expectations. All right, that's okay. No problems. Yes, you can see here the category wise cutoffs as well. Absolutely, guys. So you can see OBC cutoff last year was 84.25. For SC was 72.75, ST 63, and EWS was 90.5. Residents of Jammu and Kashmir 88.75, Kashmiri migrants 78.5. And if you look at 2020, it goes down further. In 2019, it was again it was very less, and same for 2018. So every year the difficulty level varies, right? So there is no one particular safe score that you can say that this is the minimum amount of marks that you should be getting, right? Alright, so this is the cutoff. I'm sure all of you have got a great idea now what exactly is the expected score here, right? So expected score should depend on the difficulty level of the exam. Alright, moving on. Now section wise plan. When we talk about English, we'll start off with English. The plan is to practice reading comprehension questions, and also previous year question papers are a great tool, great help for us if we specifically talk about increasing our vocabulary and grammar. Very important this is to understand that yes, practicing RC questions and previous year question papers are a very good, you can say, a tip right now if you are looking to ace this exam. Revise important facts which may be static in nature and current affairs, including important figures, because this is the time you've been studying for so long, so many figures have come to your mind. What is India's rank in various indexes, all these data that you have collated over the years, over the months of your preparation, make sure you revise them all. Now apart from this, if we talk about logical reasoning, practice assumption, reasoning, inference, strengthening and weakening questions. These are certain things that you should be practicing right now. The more you practice these things, the more confident you will be. If we talk about legal reasoning, guys, practice principle and fact-based questions from the previous year question papers as well. I know you would be thinking there is no legal reasoning, sir. There is a logical reasoning only, but you can expect legal principle based questions in the logical reasoning section itself, right? So make sure you take a screenshot here, practice all these verbal ability, practice RC questions, current affairs, practice, revise all the facts and figures that we have done over the years, over the months of our preparation. Logical reasoning, practice assumption, reasoning, inference, strengthening and weakening questions, and previous year papers would be of great help for legal reasoning, right? So this has to be followed to the T. If we talk about analytical reasoning, you are supposed to practice them as well from the previous year question papers. If you are able to achieve if let's say there are 10 such questions of analytical reasoning, you are able to attempt 8 of them, 7 of them, the difficulty level in the year 2020 onwards or before, prior to 2020, was quite high. So if you are able to score good in those previous year papers, you are more than sorted for this year, right? This I can guarantee you. The difficulty level of AILET has always been very high, barring the last year, right? Last year we saw the easiest AILET exam for a long time, right? So we can expect that similar level of difficulty can be there this year as well. All right, so moving on, you can see, assuming logical reasoning section will have legal and analytical reasoning. This we have already discussed. So logical reasoning will have both the sections, or rather can have both the sections. We have to be prepared from all corners. Sir, where do we find previous year questions? Very good question here, Sharvari. You can find them on the BYJU'S exam prep app, right? So if you haven't downloaded it already, go download it immediately. You'll find the previous year question papers there as well. If you are unable to find it, you can reach out to us at support@byju'sexamprep.com, and our team will be more than happy to guide you for the same. Yes, sir, सबसे ज़्यादा tough section कौन सा होता है? Please tell. So Rohan has asked this question, that which is the most tough section. It all depends on individual to individual basis. If there is someone who's excellent in verbal ability, if he's absolutely confident in verbal ability, and they're not so good in general awareness, they'll say that general awareness is the toughest. If someone is absolutely fantastic in general awareness and lacks reasoning skills, lacks ability to solve problems in a stipulated amount of time, they'll say that this is difficult. So no preconceived notions. That is what I am trying to say. Don't have a preconceived notion. पहले से मत सोचिए कि this is very difficult or this section will be very difficult and we will have to tackle this accordingly. No preconceived notion. We have to be prepared. If the bowler bowls a full toss, we have to be prepared. If there's a Yorker, we have to be prepared. If there's a bouncer, we have to be prepared. Similarly, whatever is thrown at us, we have to be prepared from all corners. Right? That is the strategy that we all should be having in mind. All right. Now, AILET previous year analysis, if you look at this, you can see year-wise, see, current affairs and general knowledge, we are talking about 2021 here firstly. If we talk about 2021, yes, so 23 questions were there of current affairs and there were 12 static GK questions. If we look at 2020, you can see 21, 2019, 23, 2018, there were 21. So similarly, you can see there were static questions as well. Same things you can expect here as well. If we look at general awareness, so 30 questions, expect majority of them to be, current, but there will be static GK questions as well, right? All right. So whatever you have done till now, someone has asked, sir, is there a benefit of studying maths? If you have already practiced maths a lot, right? No need to study new concepts. Whatever you have done, basic analytical reasoning, you can practice, and that's about it. So logical kahan se kare? So basically Movies is asking that from which source should we practice logical reasoning questions. Very good question. You can practice them. If you are a student here at BYJU'S Exam Prep, please go to your student dashboard. There are lots of practice tests available. Practice from there. If you are studying elsewhere, you can attempt mock tests. You can as we discussed, right, you can download the BYJU'S Exam Prep app and practice previous year question papers which have logical reasoning questions in them, right? Each year there were logical reasoning questions. Practice from there, right? From the source who will be creating all these questions. So NLU Delhi's previous year question papers are pure gold, right? Especially at this point in time. Sir, I don't know syllogisms. Is it important? Why not? Right? If you don't know something, right, you still have time, right? You have 5 odd days. Get a grasp. Right, there are videos dedicated which we have published here on our platform itself. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already, please do hit the subscribe button. Right, if you will subscribe, you will be you're in for a treat. Lots of amazing videos we are coming up with, and all the access to previous videos you can browse on our channel. All right. So this is what we expect. Majority questions will be current and there will be static questions as well. Let's move on. All right. Now, static GK breakup, year-wise we are talking about, right? So previous year, you can see here, in detail previous year analysis we are doing, right? So it's very important to crack down this year's AILET, right? So static GK breakup, you can see history. In 2018 there was a question on history. In 2020 there were 2 questions on history. If we look at polity, in 2021 there were 3, in 2020 there were 1, in 2019 0, in 2018 there were again 3 questions. Polity basically is quite important. Geography, 2019 there were 2 questions, 2018 1 question. If you look at economics, 1, 1, 2 in 2018, that does not mean that there will be no such question this year, right? We can see that there can be in 1 year, there are science and technology, there were 2020, there were 3 questions, 2021 0, 2019 0, 2018 none. So this is very important for us to understand that static GK will be asked, but where will the emphasis be? We should have no preconceived notion. We should revise all of them, right? We should be prepared for anything that comes in our exam. So it's better to make sure that you are revising all the notes that you have made over the past few months. All right. Now, what are the other topics? You can see awards and honors. In 2020, there was 1 question. 2018, 4 questions. Look at this, guys. Very important one. You can see if you look at miscellaneous general awareness questions 2019, 2018, 3 and none here in 2020 and 2021. Last year there were questions on important days and dates. There were 2 questions here, and commissions and committees there was 1 question. 3 questions, national, international organizations, their headquarters 2021, 2020 to 2019 3. This is definitely something which will be asked in your exam, which can be very important. You can see here 3, 2, 3 for sure expect this to be there in the exam. Important organizations, even in our classes we have focused a lot on the same, so it holds importance even now. Right, good evening guys, good evening, welcome everyone. Sir, what to do in static GK? The things that we are discussing here, right? That has to be done. If you haven't watched our videos regarding static GK on our YouTube channel, it is available. Do check them out immediately after the session ends. Alright, we'll be coming up with lots of amazing videos as well to help you revise all these. Awards and honors, you can see 4 to 1. There's always a chance that this can be asked again come this year. Alright, moving on. If we talk about current affairs, previous year question papers, you can see the focus on, if you look at the last 1 year current affairs, it's more than enough, right? So current affairs, just 1 year, 12 months, exam to exam, date of exam to date of exam, that is the generic rule. Last 12 months, if you are doing, you're good to go, right? Previous year question paper, if you look at it, last 1 year was asked. Someone of, among you had initially inquired as well, that where should we focus on? Is it the last 6 months or the previous 6 months? Where should we focus more on, right? The idea is to, focus equally on all the months, right? Because we have to be prepared for anything that is thrown at us, right? So, yes, please watch our month-wise current affairs sessions. We have conducted them for you. Very important sessions. They are available on our YouTube channel itself, right? So if you haven't, I'm repeating this, if you haven't subscribed already, do hit the subscribe button, and if you haven't hit the like button as well, this is not fair. Quickly hit the like button as well. So how much time can be given in each section? This has to be determined by you, buddy. So when you give the mock, how much time, ideal time for best possible score for you, how much is the most ideal time, how much can you devote, you have to find this out, right? So which section requires more energy, which section you are best at, and how much time should you devote to that particular section has to be determined by you. If you look at general awareness, the minimum amount of time it is required in this particular section, I would say for 30 odd questions, right? Just merely 5 minutes would do, right? 5 minutes. If you look at logical reasoning, depends on the length of the passages. Majority time, obviously 70 questions are there in this particular section, has to be given to that, and remaining time 50 questions for English. So spread this accordingly. If you are good at English, if you are good at vocab, grammar, RCs, you are good at it, and you are confident of scoring very good in English section, then divide your time accordingly. Right? So be smart about things, and that's all I'll say. Sir, is there a chance that the questions are repeated in previous year? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. If you look at all the entrance exams, be it CLAT, be it AILET, or any such other entrance exam, in every exam you'll find that questions are repetitive, right? You'll find that the questions are repetitive. So yes, there's always a chance that the questions can be asked, as it is. Alright, so I can see there are lots of students watching us live, and the number of likes are pretty less. This is not acceptable. Quickly hit the like button. Make sure you, yes, all of you hit this together. Alright, at least 3 questions of this type, which of the following statements are correct, was asked every year from 2018 to 2021. Expect an increase this year, right? Expect an increase in these kind of questions. I'm already saying this before the exam comes. You'll find these kind of questions in your exam. Even last 10 days current affairs is important with respect to AILET, right? So whatever is happening around us even now, all of this can also be asked in the exam. Can expect legal current affairs questions in the section that is current affairs, right? So be prepared from all corners. All right, moving on. If we talk about the previous year question paper, legal reasoning, the breakup of topics, you can see constitutional law had 14.48 percentage of questions. Law of contract, there were questions, 19.31 questions, and the topic that were frequently discussed, if you talk about constitutional law, judiciary judgments. If we talk about constitutional law, which is the most important topic, right? It is fundamental rights, judiciary. Talk about contract, offer and acceptance, undue influence, breach of contract, frequently asked questions. Law of crime, attempt, bribery, negligence, cheating, trespass, theft, all such things which you have studied in great detail over the past few months, right? So all of that will be tested here in this exam as well. The section in which they are asked will probably be logical reasoning. All right. Okay, so next, legal current affairs, you can see majority questions there were even previously. Under the current affairs tab, these questions were asked. This time around, again, the same will happen. In the current affairs section, legal current affairs will be asked from you guys. So be prepared for that. Definitely expect this in your exams. So 22.76% of questions, you can see such precision, right? Just look at our research. Amazing one, right? So recent legislations are asked. So judgments, we have discussed this in our revision series here at BYJU'S Exam Prep. Recent appointments are very important. Negligence, if we talk about law of torts, majority, you can see 24.14% of questions were from law of torts, right? Negligence, vicarious liability, nuisance, all of these were asked. And miscellaneous like international law, like CRPC, IPR, 9.66% questions were there on this topic. So you understand that if you have great command over legal current affairs, if you have great command over contract, crime and torts, you will definitely score a lot more. And especially now with the pattern change, you expect these topics to be there in the exam, right? There can be a passage on nuisance, there can be a passage on assertion reasoning, there can be assertion reasoning questions on all these legal topics. So be prepared for all of these as well. Sir, I had to study September to April. Is it okay, or should I have to do more current affairs? You studied from the month of September to April, might as well study May, right? Why have you left out May? May is also important. Please do study May as well, right? We have covered this on our YouTube channel. We have conducted a video regarding the same, and that helped you revise all the concepts. We'll do the same for AILET as well. Our upcoming sessions here on the YouTube channel will cater to all these queries that you are asking, right? Sir, please have a marathon session for legal current affairs. Absolutely, yes. We will be having a marathon session for this as well. If you have already subscribed to the channel, I am sure you have an access to watch all the upcoming sessions as well. Sir, questions will be passage based. Yes, they can be passage based. Absolutely, yes, they can be. From this year, the pattern has changed and logical reasoning holds most of the weightage. Yes, buddy. So that is what we are saying. Logical reasoning will have questions, or rather has great probability of having questions which include legal reasoning. This is what we are saying, that the nomenclature of the section, name of the section particularly has changed. There can be an instance where there are legal reasoning questions in between, right? So if you have knowledge about nuisance, there is a passage given, or let's say assumption reasoning or assertion reasoning questions are there. Your job will be to find out what is the answer. Can come in both. If you have prior knowledge about the topic, you'll definitely hold super duper advantage, right? So yes, Raviraj, write it again, buddy. Sir, please bring a session for MNCT as well. For sure we will do that. Yes, analytical reasoning is what you should expect in your exam. All right. Now, guys, comes the time where we'll be discussing about the focus areas. Where should we ideally be focusing, right? So let's discuss this. Let's go. Let's start. All right. So number one, accuracy. Accuracy is very important if we look at AILET 2022. Of course, be it any entrance exam, if you are attempting lots of questions but majority of them are flukes, it is of no good. There is negative marking, we all are aware. +1 for every correct answer, -0.25 for every incorrect answer. I'll be sharing a bonus tip as well, but you are free to include this in your repertoire or not, right? Sir, we don't know how the length of the passage is. Ideal time according to you, beta. I am sure you have practiced mock tests. If not, please practice mock tests available on our app as well. Go check this out, BYJU'S Exam Prep app. Just download it. Give some mock tests to gain familiarity with the pattern, to gain familiarity with how much time does it take. Give mock tests to get an idea of what is the ideal time that you should require. It all depends on your skills. I've answered this question previously as well, so it's very simple. It depends on person to person basis, right? All right, done. Kajal, it's analytical reasoning, buddy. Analytical reasoning can come in the exam, so do expect the same. All right. Now, accuracy is very important. You can see number of questions. You should have a proper plan in place, right? What is the ideal number of questions that you are giving or attempting in your mock test? If it is 120, how much time are you taking in attempting those 120 questions? Where are you focusing more at, right? Where are you losing time? Where can you improve? All these answers are to be figured out by you. Marks required, what is the minimum marks required, attempts required, all of these are super duper important. But then again, I understand all these you are looking forward to answers or what are the marks required for the exam. So just to help you out here, let me share some data with you so that it calms you down, right? So 150 questions, there will be 90 minutes you will have. So ideally not even 1 minute per question would do. If you attempt just 90 questions and your accuracy is, let's say, 60%, bad choice. You have to make sure that you attempt as per your accuracy. So accuracy is very important. Marks required approximately 101 based on the last pattern that is the year 2020. But this again can change depending on the difficulty level. I'll write this down for all of you, right? It all depends on the difficulty level, right? What is the difficulty level? The marks depends on that, right? If it is easy, this. If it is not so easy, then 70 was the cutoff prior to this one, right? Earlier it was in the last year it was 100, previously it was 75, previous to that it was just 70. So it all changes with time to time, right? Attempts required, this I would definitely say to all of you, target attempting 120 odd questions. If you are very far off, now comes the tip for all of you. If you are very far off, right, what you can do is, if you are you can't increase your time, you do anything, you've done all that you could, right, then is the time to play with negative marking. Now, how to play with negative marking? Very simple. Firstly, whenever you're confused between two options, either it is B or C, always mark. Whenever you're confused between two options, don't leave it, always mark it, right? You will crack the exam only by attempting the questions, not by leaving the questions. Remember, the scoring is more important. So when you're confused between two options, always mark it. If you do this for 10 questions and just got 3 right, if you were confused between two options in 10 questions, you just got 3 right, your eventual score will be benefited. You will be benefited, because if you look at your overall score, +3 and minus how much? Minus 1.75. So the net profit, you can see 1.25 is the net profit, right? So if you get 4 correct, the profit basically increases, right? So this is what I would like to say here. Very easy. You can score real good. Whenever you are confused between two options, always mark it, right? Secondly, another tip for all of you is to understand how negative marking works, right? 4 incorrect answers are equal to 1 correct answer, right? So this is for those of you who have tried them all and are unable to attempt at least 100 questions. I will just share an example with you. If you look at 30 questions, right, your 30 questions, you've already done 90 odd questions. Last 5 to 10 minutes are left. You are you're left with just 90 or 100 attempts. What you can do is look at the entire paper. What was the option that you were frequently marking? Let's say it was B or C. If you end up marking the 30 questions as B or C, what are the chances or probability of 30 questions coming as, or rather out of these 36 questions coming as B or C? Now this is a sort of a gamble, I know, right? But test this out. Try it out in the upcoming mocks, whether this is something that works for you. If that is the case, for someone who's stuck, whose accuracy is also low, this is a great help. If let's say out of these 30 questions, you mark B in all of them. In all of them you mark B. 30 questions. If out of these 30, there are 8 which are B or 10 which are B, you are in for a treat, right? You will definitely, your rank will jump hundreds of places and you will benefit immensely. All right. Yes, Uddeshi, we will definitely bring, marathons, for AILET as well, as I have said before as well, right? Definitely. All of you are looking forward to this. So very happy, to hear this. Chaliye, and the accuracy here, you can see 85% should be the ideal accuracy. If you are far off from this, then I have shared some tips for you. If you are far from this 85%, right? So very important tips have been shared with all of you with respect to accuracy. Now, what should be the ideal exam strategy? Start with the GK section. You will be done in a jiffy. I will say 5 minutes and you are done with the entire section, right? 30 odd questions, yeah, come on. So start with GK section, one section done in the pocket, just 5 minutes gone. 90 minutes, 5 minutes for one section, 85 minutes you have now. If you dedicate 35 minutes for English and 50 minutes for logical, good. If you dedicate 30 minutes for English and the rest amount of time to logical reasoning, that's also fair. So move to logical reasoning. Logical reasoning, skim through the questions first and attempt the easy ones, right? So take a minute, right? Take 1 minute, browse through them all. The section or the questions which you find the easiest, attempt them the first. Please remember this tip of ours. Very important this tip is. I will mark this again. Attempt the easy and moderate level questions first. Skimming is very important, right? Start skimming immediately and focus more on easy to moderate level questions. Move to English language then, and again do the same. Start marking the easy and moderate level questions first. After you are done with it, then you can move on to the difficult ones once the time permits, right? First focus on the easy questions, right? Identify which are the easy ones and just go. Right? All right. So in CLAT, it took us 10 minutes. So you learn from it, right? If you've done one mistake, that does not mean you'll repeat it again and again, right? I'm sure, sometime in our lives, all of us have made some mistake, right? When I was probably 10 or 11 years old, I took my sister's bicycle. I, went on road, just trying to learn how to ride one, right? I had no idea how to ride a cycle. I basically, ended up injuring myself. My family members, came to me and, tried to make me understand that why isn't this correct? Why supervision was required till the time I'm not good at it, right? So I first, made sure that I am good enough to ride a bicycle first in my garage, and then I could take it on the road as well. And that I learned from it and I implemented it, and there were results. I could now take the bicycle and go anywhere. So that is what we have to do. We have to learn from our previous mistakes or previous experiences, and we have to move on, right? Whatever the learnings are, keep them in your pocket while moving forward. Right now, mark the answers in the OMR sheet. This actually takes time. Include this as well. While you are calculating all things, again the advice will be to keep on marking it while you are attempting each question. Do not leave lots of things to mark towards the end. That's the biggest blunder that you can do. Right? Don't do that. Don't fall in that trap. Make sure after every question you are done, just quickly mark it in the OMR. Just 90 minutes left. Right? This is an exam which tests our problem solving ability. It tests our speed and everything attached. All right. Moving on. Attempt the difficult ones in the sections and mark in the OMR sheet. Right? So difficult questions are to be marked towards the end. Right? This has to be remembered. All right. Yes, guys. So all of you watching us live here, I have to hit the like button immediately, as is the norm. All right. Yes, separate time you will not get for OMR filling. Even if that is the case, don't worry about it. It's the same for everyone, right? You can't do anything. No matter how much you crib, how much I crib, it does not matter, right? It is how it is. Accept it. Move on. Rest and relax. This is the strategy that is required 3 days before the exam. What do you have to do? When you are just 3 days left for your exam, rest as much as possible. No mocks to be attempted when 3 days are left. Just as I've said, leave the mock test on a high. When you score your highest marks, when you score a very good mark, when you're very happy with the particular mock, that is the time you say goodbye to mock tests now, right? Because in the end, mock tests will add up pressure, and it will hamper our state of mind. We want to be as relaxed as possible to score the best, right? Okay. Yamini saying, sir, I have scored this much amount in CLAT. Koi baat nahi. If you have scored less in CLAT, focus more on AILET now. Let's focus on things that are that we can improve on, right? We can improve our score here in AILET, so let's focus on the same. Stop looking for material at the last moment. Do you have this note? Do you calling your friends up and saying, do you have November current affairs? Do you have Abhimanyu sir's note? Do you have Salik sir's note? Do you have ma'am's note? Do you have Surjit sir's note? All these notes, right? This is not the time. The notes that you have right now with you, please revise from them, right? Yes, make sure you stay healthy, right? Eat wisely. Don't go and eat all the street food right now. This is not the time. Once you're done with your exam, go eat whatever and call me as well. I'll also join you, right? But this is not the time, right? Don't go and eat all the street food that is out there. Right now, it is very important to have our gut healthy. Eat healthy, drink healthy, don't drink water anywhere. Stay at your home as much as possible in the last few days, right? Moving on. It's important to have an exam taking strategy in place. Don't go just, let's see what happens. We'll go and see, right? That's not a great strategy. I'm sure every one of you are aware, right? Have a proper strategy in place. What will you do while you are there? What will you, do in the initial 15 minutes? How will you skim through, right? All these things should be kept in mind. If you are going overboard, if you are taking lots of time in one particular question, what will you do? If your mind is getting distracted, what will you do? All these things you plan properly, and I will say that use this technique which will help you make yourself calm as well, and will help your overall score as well, which is to visualize, right? Visualize your attempt. Visualize that you are attempting all the questions. You are not wasting any time. Visualize yourself sitting at the examination hall, giving the giving the paper, marking all the OMR answers, and moving forward. So visualize, and you will see amazing results. All the greats, modern greats, have been following this, and I'm sure you would benefit immensely from this. Do not overwork. Don't burden yourself. Make sure you are absolutely relaxed as much as possible. Do not pay heed to any rumors about the paper. Lots of you are guilty of this. I saw this last few days left, even the day before, all of you were thinking CLAT will be postponed, what will happen, this, that. Nothing will happen. The exam will definitely take place. If they were to be postponed, we will be the first ones to inform you about the same. Stay away from any sort of negativity that comes your way. As much far as you can, please be away from any people who are discussing how difficult AILET is. Hamara to nahi hoga, we will not be able to crack this, why are we? Don't listen to them, right? Probably the person who says that I will not be able to crack the exam probably won't. But you have to be optimistic. There are numerous instances of people who do very bad in CLAT and are able to crack AILET. Similarly, there are lots of instances of vice versa as well. So, no baggage from the exam. Getting up at 6 a.m. for the next few days is very important, guys. The master tip from us here at BYJU'S Exam Prep is this. You have an habit of sleeping till noon, right? Sleeping till 1, lots of you would be sleeping rather at 5 a.m. in the morning. They're sleeping till 1. Please change this habit for the next few days. You are supposed to remember this, that your exam is between 10 to 11:30 a.m. Make sure you don't have this habit of sleeping during this time, right? At any cost, you should not be sleeping, between this. Our mind gets, habituated real quickly. So we have to make sure that we are getting up early, if not 6, probably 7, but get up early, sleep on time, sleep at 8 p.m. Nobody should be up all night now. The exam is from 10 a.m. to 11:30, which is quite different from the one that we just gave. Alright, so AILET day pointers. Get used to the exam timing as we discussed. Sleep early, rise early by 6 a.m. is what we'll suggest. Max at 7, right? So that you can reach the center on time. This is the examination day. On the day of exam, wake up early, sleep early as well. When you are there at the center well before, you will be much more confident. Avoid all the people who have these huge notes with them, who are talking all these crazy things, right? Avoid all of them. Make sure you are confident about your attempt, your strategy, and do not carry any such huge notebooks or anything with you. One thing you should be carrying is an analog wristwatch, right? Don't carry a digital wristwatch. This watch will not do, right? ऐसी कोई भी घड़ी नहीं चलेगी. Smart watch, digital watch will not do, right? An analog watch is acceptable. Make sure you have a balanced breakfast when you go. Don't go empty stomach. Eat something before you go. Make a checklist of the things that you are needed for the main exam day. Now you have experience of CLAT, use that as well. Wear comfortable clothes is very important. Don't wear things which you are not comfortable with, right? Now, carry a water bottle with you. Use the restroom before the exam starts. A very important tip. Lots of students end up wasting their time. Just 90 minutes this exam has. We can't waste even a single minute. Reach the exam center at least 1 hour before the exam. This is the least amount of time that I am suggesting here. That is, reach the exam center at least 1 hour before the exam. Do not forget to carry your identity proofs, that is Aadhaar card, with you. Do not panic and lose hope. If the paper is tough, don't worry about it. If the paper is tough, it is tough for everyone. No need to worry at all, right? The most important tip here is that each year the students like you crack the exam, and nothing can distract you, right? You have to believe in this, that no matter what comes your way, you will ace this exam. Our best wishes are with you, and to make sure that you guys reach NLU Delhi, we are running super duper important series here on our BYJU'S Exam Prep platform. We'll handhold you and we'll make sure that you cross over the line through the series that we are running for all of you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel immediately watching this video, and also if you haven't hit the like button, do hit the like button as well. In case of any query with respect to your exam, please feel free to reach out in the comments of the video. We'll be more than happy to answer every query of yours. Guys, we've already conducted the CLAT 2022 live analysis. If you haven't checked that, please do check it. And we will conduct AILET 2022 analysis on the 26th of June. Make sure you attend the same as well. If you haven't subscribed already to our YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. Very important this is. Lots of amazing videos coming your way. Follow us on our Instagram handle is this, BYJU'S Exam Prep Law. Follow us there. Facebook, our Telegram channel, all are available. And please download the app immediately if you haven't done this yet. All the very best for your exam. That's it from us here at BYJU'S Exam Prep. We will meet again in the next session. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Sayonara. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye. Take care.